And if this goes well, I'll be honest with you, I'm just going to start creating new radio shows, TV shows, you name it, spinning them off, reaching more people, gardening shows, mechanic shows, Second Amendment shows, and putting them on GCN. That's down the road. Dylan in FEMA Region 10, then Cash and others. Go ahead, Dylan. Thanks for calling.
Hey, Alex and Dr. Group. It's good to talk to you guys.
Good to talk to you.
So I have a quick question about your guys' Secret 12. My father has a genetic disease called pernicious anemia, and from what I understand, it's passed down through the male line, and it's the inability to digest.
Is that like Cushing's, or is that where you don't release the right hormones?
I'm not quite sure. All I know is that he has to take B12 intravenously.
Sure, so he has malabsorption.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Would Secret 12 work for him?
Well, here's the thing. Usually when you have that condition, pernicious anemia, you have a problem breaking the B12 down, and most of the B12 is in the cyanocobalamin form, and it's even hard to break down when you get it in meats and eggs and stuff like that. So the Secret 12, I'm not going to say it'll work from him because I don't have enough information about his case.
I just think you should try it and see what happens.
You have the two cofactors. I mean, this is a B12. Secret 12 is the methylcobalamin.
Yeah, nobody sticks them together. Explain
and the adenosylcobalamin. So when B12 gets broken down into the body, it gets broken down into two cofactors, methylcobalamin and adenosylcobalamin. There's a lot of methylcobalamin products out there, but each one have kind of a different effect on the body in balancing the neurological system and also utilizing it for different components within the system for hormone production or whatever. So we actually combine the adenosylcobalamin cofactor is extremely expensive. I think it's something like $40,000 a kilogram.
That's why we were 20% that.
So
we're 80% methylcobalamin.
80% methyl and 20% adenosylcobalamin. So any type of B12 deficiency or problem, I would highly recommend trying it out.
Because injectable is going into your blood. Same thing if it's under the mouth, that's going into the blood vessels as well. So basically, from your research and it's common sense, it's as close to injectable as you're going to get, but we're not making medical statements here, right?
And most of the injectable is cyanocobalamin anyway. They do have injectable, which is the methylcobalamin, but they're still losing the other
I go to an organic medical doctor, they give me methylcobalamin.
Yeah, but they don't have adenosylcobalamin. No, they only have methyl. So, yeah, sure, I would definitely give it a shot. You know, I mean, you want to make sure you clear that with your dad's healthcare practitioner. But this is the best form of B12 that's out there, and that's bio.
Yeah, I mean, we just set out to. I mean, it cost me a lot to produce it. It cost him a lot. I mean, this is Rolls-Royce level for a very low price. God bless you. Hope your dad gets better. Let's talk to Cash in Missouri. Last caller I have time for on this subject. Go ahead, Cash. You're on the air.
Yeah, 3 quick questions, Dr. Group. First, I thought I heard Dr. or Alex say that you were a military veteran. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay, great. And my second question is my wife has insomnia. She suffered with it now for probably the last only 2 or 3 months. I don't know what brought it on, but any recommendations there?
Well, yes. If she has insomnia, it could have. I mean, there's a lot of different factors that could be involved. I don't know if you guys just recently moved or whatever.
We're sold out of Knockout, but go try, the melatonin at the store. Go try the other things that are well known out there. I mean, isn't that a good thing to do?
5-HTP. I mean, there's exercise. You want to look at what's causing the insomnia. Is she going through extra stresses in her life? Does she have thyroid issues?
Does she getting close to menopause?
Does she have hormone issues? Is she ingesting phthalates or plastic somehow? You know, you definitely want to cleanse the body, and that would be with all the cleansing products that we have here and try to address the root cause. But another free thing she can do that works really good is stress reduction, deep breathing, and meditation.
And I would tell her to exercise more because
absolutely exercise.
I know electronics keeps me up. When I'm in a hotel, I can never sleep. When I'm out in the middle of the woods, I sleep like I'm dead. I mean, it's all the stuff. Who knows what it is? You'll have to, keep removing stuff till you find out what it is. God bless you.
Welcome back to the 4th hour of the Alex Jones Show. This is Overdrive. We're going to start doing this regularly now. So this will be 5 days a week. We'll be going into the 4th hour. I'm your host, Rob Dew, joined here, shotgun, Leanne McAdoo, wearing the wonderful, check that out, the Hillary for Prison 2016 shirt. I remember seeing this on Twitter just a couple weeks ago, people putting those signs in their yard, and I guess people were tearing them out.
Right.
Because, some people don't like free speech, apparently.
Exactly.
So what do we do here? Double down.
Yeah, everyone needs to get this shirt and troll any Hillary event. She'll probably make you turn it inside out because that's who's running for president, is someone who's so against the First Amendment.
I want to see somebody, and I'll personally give $100 to whoever goes and gets a Hillary for Prison 2016 shirt autographed. I will send you $100 out of my pocket. And I have no money left, but but you have to shoot video of it, and you have to let us use the video. If you can get her signing that shirt, I'll give you $100.
Wow.
Right out of my wallet.
Yeah, I'm curious as well if people, at first glance, if they're going to be like, oh, hooray, yeah, Hillary for president. And
yeah, they just don't see it. People don't really read things. They just see the Hillary, and they'll just go, all right, $100 right there on the line. Get your shirt today. Go out to a Hillary event. Get her to autograph it. And get video of it.
And if you can stand it, we're selling these cackling Hillary pens, too.
Oh, yeah.
Ugh. Can you imagine if she's president and we have to listen to this every week?
That's what she said right after she killed Gaddafi. He came, he saw, he died. So let's tell you what we're going to do for this hour. We're gonna play a report really quick here on a John Bound report that he did on George Soros about who this man is. This is a great evergreen report, just like general knowledge of George Soros's background. But at the bottom of the hour, we are going to really dig into this 9th Planned Parenthood video that has come out, and also tie it in with a interview that David Knight did back in May and also in June with a nurse, talking about how they knew these vaccines would damage these poor preemie babies. They would come out, inject them with the vaccines, and then they would have incubators and I don't know the proper term, but they're like breathing machines that they stick on their face. And I'll get the guys to look it up so I don't sound like an idiot. But they have these ready for the kids because they know they're going to need them. They say we have 4 preemies, get 4 beds ready because as soon as they get their shots, they're going to need them. This is horrible. This is what they're doing to our children.
Right.
And people out there, you have to stand up. You have to speak out. You're responsible for this. If you stay silent, you're just as culpable as the people running these programs. And if you're a nurse and you're not speaking out, there's got to be something wrong with you because you're there to help people. You're not there to hurt people. And these vaccines and these kids are not helping the situation at all. So we're going to get to that at the bottom of the hour. We're also going to take some phone calls. I'm going to give everybody the phone number. We'll take a few phone calls when we come back. 800-259-9231. That's 800-259-9231. And let's go to that report now about who is George Soros, Darth Soros, as they like to call him.
Every life matters, and that is why this issue is so important. Black lives matter, white lives matter, all lives matter.
Black lives matter!
How long before Black Lives Matter protesters are chanting George Soros's divide and conquer scheme is what matters? The Washington Times reports liberal billionaire George Soros has built a business empire that dominates across the ocean in Europe while forging a political machine powered by nonprofit foundations that impacts American politics and policy, not unlike what he did with MoveOn.org. In all, Mr. Soros gave at least $33 million in 1 year to support already established groups that embolden the grassroots, on-the-ground activists in Ferguson, according to the most recent tax filings of his nonprofit Open Society Foundations. The sad fact is, one of the 30 richest people in the world, not an American civil rights leader, is funding a divide and conquer movement that has disrupted political speeches, places of business, and the real progress Americans have made in the United States regarding race relations. Meanwhile, Soros has fueled the division in Ukraine.
George Soros admitting he's behind the open border move and the illegals pouring in. Admitting he's behind Ukraine, saying, I did it. Which I think he's taking too much credit. He's a big part of it. Saying they're part of the Arab Spring and turning loose all these groups. That on every front, George Soros.
If it was a racist nation, we would not have had the top guy ahead of law as a black man, Eric Holder, and now Loretta Lynch, another black woman. We would not have the head of the United Nations. It was Susan Rice. You would not have a Secretary of State as Condoleezza Rice or Colin Powell or others. So let's not call it a racist nation. If you want to point the finger, point it at Obama, point it at Holder, point it at that low-life man who never convicted one head of the White Shoe Boys. Too white for you, Eric?
And we are distracted, just as the Cloward Piven strategy would have us. Of course, all lives matter.
All lives matter, and I'm a black guy. Hey, all lives matter.
Of course, chanting pigs in a blanket will lead to execution of police.
Pigs in a blanket, fry like bacon. Pigs in a blanket, fry like bacon.
I don't think chanting or singing chants that are basically promoting killing police officers is peaceful.
And of course, inciting violence for the sake of violence is a trap.
I would prefer to be remembered as a person who was part of this resolution. Kids being born in this country, and we have to leave a legacy for them, something for them so it'll be easier for them to deal with problems, issues that come up, just like people that has made a movement towards peace and nonviolence all the way up to this point. It's important that we keep that going.
Ultimately, the 13 million black babies that Soros supported being wiped out and the 41% welfare spending increase Obama has brought us are the real steps backwards. And those ensnared by the violent, elite-engineered faux rights movement will eventually find themselves eager participants in a divide-and-conquer takedown scheme of the American dream, funded by the very people responsible for the hostile environment the Black Lives Matter movement is fighting to escape from.
All lives matter. That police officer that got killed by that black man because that black man listened to what y'all was saying by going out and killing white people. That police officer's life mattered. That 9-year-old girl in Ferguson, Missouri, that got shot in the head while she was doing her homework in a drive-by shooting that none of y'all protested, her life mattered.
So governments like to split people up, categorize human beings, divide so they can conquer them. There's people that don't even think that they can see the world because they need permission to see the planet Earth.
John Bound for Infowars.com.
And I think that report really says it all about what we're dealing with. We're dealing with these billionaires who don't want to pay taxes, who want to be above everyone else and control us and create a communist-type system where they own property, we're not allowed to own anything, and we're treated like, debt slaves, which they're almost there. I mean, right. Everybody's in debt. You don't really own your house because you're paying property taxes.
They can take it away from you.
Exactly. So their plan is definitely coming into fruition on a worldwide scale, not just country by country, which is how they used to go about doing this stuff. So I think that's a great piece, and it kind of lays the groundwork for where we're going to go, especially in the second half of the show, talking about this 9th Planned Parenthood video and then tying it in to what they're doing to the poor preemie babies and how it's just it's a eugenics operation. That's really all you can call it. You can't say much else. Now, before we get into those stories, I guess we'll lighten the mood just a little bit. There's a story that came out, and the title of this is DARPA's Next Generation of Super Zombie Soldiers. I guess I'm really not going to make it any lighter. DARPA, an agency under the U.S. Department of Defense, has started a heavily funded project that aims to enhance human ability in war zones by altering the genetic code of their soldiers. Oh. They hope to achieve supremacy by making soldiers that are stronger, smarter, more focused. Well, that all seems good. Oh, and lack empathy.
Yes.
By the way, and lack empathy is...
Zero empathy, so they can kill women and children and civilians.
That's what's coming your way. That in addition to the drones that have no empathy. So they're looking to create humanoid drones to go out and sweep the streets whenever the next big disaster is manufactured. So we'll be back. We're going to take some phone calls in the next segment. We got Zach, David, Steven, and Kylo. We'll attempt to get all to you. This is the 4th hour of the Alex Jones Show. I'm your host, Rob Dew. Leanne McAdoo riding shotgun. We are back live. It is the 4th hour overdrive of the Alex Jones Show. We're going to start doing this regularly now. If you are listening to this on radio and you'd like to see the TV portion of this, log on to Infowars.com/show, and you can watch a free stream of the show, and you can check out Ms. McAdoo's Hillary for Prison 2016 shirt that we just put on sale today, and I even threw down the gauntlet for a challenge, which I'll talk about at the end of the show. Now, real quick, this is a story that came out last week. Associated Press sues FBI over fake news story. So basically, the FBI put up a fake, they wrote a fake story, made it look like it was from a mainstream media outlet, sent it to this kid's MySpace account So then they could then get